Alafiani, greetings, blessings of the new day to all who are viewing. This is the Apetabi Ilosha Olaomi Akalatunde, and this is Got to Be Oshun Television. So we are black. We are back in so many various and sundry ways. We are back on YouTube uploading videos, and we recently returned to the U.S. from a 2-month-long retreat and nurturing, loving return to the womb of Mother ICHIROUGANAIM. So we are rejuvenated, rested, and we are ready to continue this business of fulfilling our destiny. So happy to be here and happy to have been there. ICHIROUGANAIM is the original name of the island now known as Barbados. And it is one of the places on Earth Mother Onile that I'm blessed to be able to call home. I have family there, a very beautiful, loving, nurturing, extended family and community of like-minded individuals. And it, as a place, feels like home to me and speaks to me since the first time I was blessed to go there. I think it was about 13 to 14 years ago the first time I went, and was blessed with the presence of this place. It is the closest place to Mama Africa on this side. So once you are on ICHIROUGANAIM, you continue to go east, the next place that you would touch would be Mama Africa, West Africa in particular. So it is a very sacred vibe, a very sacred place, and it carries that vibration. So we were blessed to be able to be there for the months of April and May. And now we are here back home in Tennessee and building and growing here until September, at which time we'll return to ICHIROUGANAIM. So I had a request for a video. I posted lots and lots and lots of pictures, most of them in the form of collages while we were abroad. I know that it's essential for Black people to see that we are global, that we are a global people. That's essential for us to see. It's essential for us to understand that we are the global majority in actuality. It's essential for us to, in whatever way we can possibly do so, experience that as a reality, because that is healing for us. You are responsible for the reality that you create. Your reality is your responsibility. It's not the responsibility of God, some amorphous, shapeless being God. It's not the responsibility of your doctor. It's not the responsibility of your spouse or your lover, your husband, your wife, your pastor. Any of these entities that you've been socialized to place responsibility for your existence on, that is a fallacy. Your existence, your reality, what you are experiencing right now is your responsibility, and it has been created by the choices that you've made. So everything that you're experiencing, you are responsible for. It's either, it's your fault, you're the one that's to blame, however you would like to look at it. Your life is your responsibility. But I say that to make the larger point that you as a being are very similar. You are the being that the computer was fashioned after. Let's say that. Let's be honest and say that. With that having been said, then when you receive a new computer, it has within it, or you have to put on it an operating system, right? You have to program it. You work that same way. So whatever program you are putting into yourself, or you are downloading into yourself, is what you're operating off of. You create your reality based upon the program that you're using, that you're running. Okay? So this is why it's essential for African people, black people, people of color, brown, red people to be in places where we can download sights and sound and smells and images and voices that are like us. It lets us know, it opens our eyes to the truth that we hold a very powerful and necessary space in the universe. If you inundate yourself with images and word sounds and vibrations of beings and entities that are not like you, then the program that you're feeding to yourself is one of you being unimportant and you being powerless and you not holding an important place and space in the universe. So if you're always listening to music that either degrades things like you or just, does not speak of you, acts as though you do not exist, then you're downloading a program of you being either invisible or of you being a negative being. If you're always viewing images that do not contain you, you're viewing images that contain other beings or other entities that are not like you, then you're downloading programming of you being invisible, of you being powerless, of you being unimportant, of you basically being virtually non-existent. So it's essential for people of color to travel to places where they are the rule and not the exception. So I make very big sacrifices to make this a reality in the lives of my children. I see it as my duty as their mother to make sure to take my black children to black countries where they can experience being the rule and not the exception, where everyone looks like them, where the billboards are filled with beautiful people who look like them, where the voices that they hear coming off of the radio sound just like them, where the images, even on the fast food, the fast food restaurant in Barbados is called Chefette. And even the image of the person that's on the Chefette is a black image. That is essential for the creation of a whole black person. You have to be able to see that. So just having returned from this journey, feeling very fortified, feeling very nurtured and uplifted, and as though my feet have been placed very firmly back on my path. And that's a blessing. There's a beauty in that. And I feel loved to have been able to experience that. I was asked, what are the spiritual experiences that you're having while you're there on ICHIROUGANAIM? One of my sisters that was still here in the States asked me that. One of the first things that I noticed when I traveled abroad, first to Jamaica, then I noticed it in Africa, and I noticed it again once I began to go to Barbados, is the way that the women walk, right? Have you ever noticed or paid attention to the way that Caribbean women walk, to the way that women who were born on the continent of Africa walk? Have you paid attention to it? We walk with the knowledge that we are beautiful. We walk with the knowledge that we love ourselves. When you watch African American women walk in the place where I was born, the head is down, the body's kind of slumped, it's, just kind of going along. When you get to the Caribbean and you get to West Africa, and the sisters are fully upright and their backs are straight. And they walk with a sway. There's a way that they move that lets you know the depths to which the self-love runs. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful and it's uplifting, and it reminds you that you're beautiful too, that you belong to this same tribe of beautiful sisters. So that's one of the first things that hits me every time I'm home. It's the way that the women walk. I was born, well, not born, but once I started walking, I have a very distinct walk. It's very sensual. It gets a lot of attention. It always has my entire life. And if you only know me via YouTube and online, then you haven't seen it. But if you know me in person, then one of the things that is distinct about me is my walk. And I used to incur the wrath of lots of people when I was, younger. One of the biggest insults in a small southern town that you can sling at a black girl is you think you cute. I never understood why this was an insult, because I do think I'm cute. And I think you cute too. But you know, I'm pretty clear that I'm pretty cute. And I never understood how that was an insult, because I wasn't raised in a household where being cute was seen as bad, and knowing that you were cute was seen as bad. I wasn't raised in that kind of household. But that is a big insult where I'm from. So it is, you know, you don't walk like you think you cute in Columbia, Tennessee. You don't do that because you don't want people to believe that you do think you cute. So it's always a weight off of my shoulders to be somewhere where everybody walks like they think they're cute. And in essence, everybody thinks they're cute. That's a relief. It is a relief, and it is a pleasure and an honor, and it is healing to be amongst black women who know that they're beautiful. One of the other things that I always notice when I'm home in Barbados is the beauty of the people and the longevity of the people. There is a tradition, a Bajan tradition, of taking a sea bath. And what that means is rising early in the morning and going to the sea, because the sea is not generally far from any place where people live. So you rise early in the morning and you walk down to the sea, and you get in the sea, and you allow the sea to, you immerse yourself in the seawater basically. And what we would call going to the beach, Bajans call taking a sea bath. So you take a sea bath every morning. This is Bajan tradition. But so if you're at the sea early in the morning, then you will always see the elders, because the elders stick to this particular tradition, and they're beautiful people. You know, very few of them are hobbling along. Very few of them look ill, and very few of them look as though they've had life sucked out of them. That is beautiful glow on their skin, and they're laughing amongst each other. And you see the elder couples, and the elder couples will get in the sea, and they'll still embrace and cuddle and, be sensual with each other in the sea, just like the younger couples. So it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see. It is healing to be immersed in a sea of beautiful black people. You cannot go to ICHIROUGANAIM and not feel that sensation of just being completely immersed with melanin. It is a magnificent feeling. As far as the eye can see, just throngs and throngs of beautiful black people. That by itself is healing. What else do you experience? Well, if your house is completely open, every window is open, every door is open, and there may or may not be a screen. More than likely there isn't. So everything is open. It's wide open to catch the breeze. The breeze is always coming, but the doors and windows have to be open to catch it. So the doors and windows are open. It's breezy, but anything that's out, you know that you're subject to share it. And what do I mean by that? Well, if the doors and windows are open and you have a bowl of mangoes, then at some point something else is going to come in and want to eat the mangoes too. Right? It's not going to be a human being, because it's not generally crime like that going on in Barbados, but other creatures are going to want to come in and eat the mangoes. So anything that's out has to be covered, whether you've sliced the mango open or not. If the mango is going to be out and not in the refrigerator, then you have to cover it, or it'll be full of, bugs of some kind by the time you return to it. So you learn the lesson of living in a peaceful coexistence with the rest of your brothers and sisters here on Earth Mother Onile. That's automatic. As soon as you get there, you are dealing very intimately with your other brothers and sisters all the time. You're dealing very intimately with your human brothers and sisters, because when you get on the van or the minibus, which is the mode of public transportation, it's tight. It's packed. So you're always touching someone else. You may have to sit on someone else's lap. Someone else may have to hold your bags. You may have to hold their bags or their child. So you're always interacting with this beautiful, just even level of intimacy with your other human brothers and sisters. And that's a beautiful thing. It builds a type of camaraderie and a type of a connection that, you know, you just feel all the time. But then you're also interacting with your insectoid brothers and sisters, with your four-legged brothers and sisters, with your winged brothers and sisters. You're interacting with them all the time, because if you, once you leave the door open and you leave the kitchen, when you come back in, there may be a bird in your kitchen, maybe a dove or something just in your kitchen too. I mean, you're always interacting. So you learn the lesson of sharing. You learn the lesson that when the mango grows on the tree and you're there waiting for the mango to ripen and fall, or ripen so that you can pick it, that if you don't get to it quickly enough, you know, a monkey brother may eat it, or a bird sister may eat it, or your aunts, brothers and sisters may eat it. Something else may eat it. Everything has to eat. And so you're sharing food with these family members all the time. So you learn the lesson of sharing. You learn and you experience intimately the abundance of Earth Mother Onile. If you have ever seen a mango tree grow, wow. You know, it's mangoes upon mangoes upon mangoes. If you've ever watched bananas grow, it's banana upon banana upon banana. You know, it's so many that even me with my big tribe of children, we can't finish. You know? So you see, I don't know what that is, but I know it doesn't belong to you. Please go and play with the things that belong to you. So you see the abundance of Earth Mother Onile. You experience it firsthand, and the way that she's constantly giving to you and not stopping, you know, without ceasing. So from the time that you're conceived, you know, your mother is feeding you through your placenta, and then once you're born, your mother feeds you through her breasts. But once you've ceased to be fed from the breast of your mother, you immediately go from there to the breast of Earth Mother Onile. And she feeds you without stopping. There's so much abundance, so much to eat, that there could never be hunger. You know that hunger is something that's manufactured. Hunger exists on purpose. People are made to be hungry on purpose, because the natural habitat of human beings is the tropics, and the food is so abundant in the tropics that no one should be hungry. It is a lie that people are hungry. Anybody who is hungry, someone has orchestrated a situation in which they are hungry. I guarantee you that. So you see the abundance and the love of Earth Mother Onile. You learn how to peacefully coexist with your human brothers and sisters, and with your insect brothers and sisters, and your four-legged and your two-legged and your winged brothers and sisters. You learn that immediately, just being there. You get on the van and there's, you know, dance hall playing. You know, you're going riding for your destination. It's dance hall music. You know, that's what you're being. Those are the vibes that you're being inundated with. You go and you get into the sea, and salt water in and of itself is a detax. But depending upon the time of the year, sometimes the sea is also full of seaweed or sea vegetables. And that's, of course, an even higher form of detox, when you can take like a seaweed bath. So you experience the detox of having bathed with the seaweed. For me, that is real life. Not just for me. This is real life. This is, as I was saying, the natural habitat of human beings. So this is life as it is. This is life as it exists. You know, a natural rising early in the morning, because it's hot during the day, and when you're out taking care of things, you're sleepy. So by 9 or 10 o'clock, you're naturally falling asleep. And so then by 5:30 or 6, you're naturally rising to begin, you know, whatever processes that you need to complete that day. This is real life. And there's nothing more uplifting. There's nothing more nurturing, nothing more invigorating than experiencing real life. And watching the mangoes ripen, and my brother telling me, you know, well, they're not going to ripen until it rains, because when it rains, that's when they achieve their fullness. You know, they're water, just like us. They're based upon water. So for most of my stay there, I stayed with my brother, Heru. And Heru is the co-creator of Healing Earth Life products. So he is my brother. I met him the first time I went to Barbados. And we have been, you know, close friends since then, and to the degree that I see him as my brother, and, you know, we've always related on that level. So I stayed with him, my children and I stayed with him for the majority of the time. So it was beautiful being able to be in that place, in that space with him. And, you know, he rises in the morning and meditates and eats his mangoes right off the tree in his backyard. He cut off a whole, you know, entire branch of coconuts, you know, the green coconuts for us to have. And, you know, would cut the coconuts open so we could drink the water, and you would take the jelly out. And it was beautiful to be there with him. My teenagers helped out also with Healing Earth Life products and made capsules and did things like that in his office. So that was a magnificent experience to have. But life is meant to be this way. That's the simple lesson that I learn whenever I'm home in Barbados, is that life is meant to be this way. Life is beautiful, and life is colorful, and life is full of laughter. It's full of being touched and being close to other human beings and being close to other beings. It's full of having intimate connections and intimate exchanges on a constant basis. Intimate intercourse with the sun every day, and with the sea every day, and with the sand, and with the foods that you eat, and being able to watch the beautiful process of a bloom and a blossom becoming a fruit and falling to the ground, so that then you're able to consume it and experience it. That's life. Life is beautiful. And when you open yourself up to it, then the possibilities are completely and totally endless. So I am feeling, you know, full. I'm feeling thankful. I'm feeling so grateful for my family, and I'm trying not to cry, for my family in Barbados. You know, I'm a country girl from the backwoods of Tennessee. I'm from Columbia, Tennessee. It's like, you know, nowhere to most people. It's nut bush, you know. It's a little tiny place. But my family there really embraced me and took me in and explained everything to me, things that there would be no way for me to know, and helped this place, which is their home, to become my home. Because everything fascinates me, you know. I'm a lifelong learner, so I ask about everything. What is that seed on the ground? Well, what is that animal there? Well, what is that doing? And they just answer me patiently, you know, like you would a child. So I am thankful for them, to them, for the process of being able to fully embrace a place that I was not born in, and to know it now as home, and to be able to experience it as home, you know, with my children, with my family, with my tribe. That means a lot. I'm wearing today the creation of one of my brothers in Barbados. His name is Raj, R-H-A-J, and it says Originate. The name of his company is Evolve, brand Evolve. The logo of his company, or the, what would it be called? The slogan of his company is Love is How We Evolve. And he and his beautiful queen, Miss Paul, Keisha, are really at the forefront of a magnificent movement there back home, and we hope to be seeing them on this side a little bit at some point, so that they can share their fashions with you and get these vibes going here in the U.S. where we need them. Normally I would have had on some kind of push-up bra, you know, to push the girls up and make them look a certain kind of way, but man, You get down to the Caribbean and you will feel so appreciated. The brothers are so appreciative. Caribbean men love women. Do you hear me? So you get down to the Caribbean, you don't feel the need to do any of that anymore, because you have heard so many times a day how beautiful you are, and how beautiful your figure is, and how sweet you look walking down the road, and all of this and that. So I don't even feel the urge to do those things at this particular point. I'm feeling very sweetly full of myself. Give thanks to ICHIROUGANAIM and the brothers there for their sweet, sweet, sweet compliments. Sweet Bajan men and the sweet things that they have to say. Whew! So, I don't even feel the urge to do that. So, it's just me in my Originate shirt. And love is how we evolve. So, yeah. That's the video about spiritual experience of being on ICHIROUGANAIM, and I hope that you're able to feel it. But more than that, I pray that every person of color get to have that experience of being inundated within your own, just being immersed in your own people. I haven't ever had an experience that's more beautiful than that. It feels so good. It feels so validating. You know, so freeing. So I pray that for each one of you. I have a couple of more videos I have to make today. So we're going to go ahead and end this one. It's a little long, but I'm just rolling with it, you know? Rolling with it. So, ecstasy, abundance, and bliss. Oceans of love to all of those who are within the sound of my voice and who are wishing something the same to me and mine. And the lessons of life to all those who are wishing us otherwise.